Hey, Rachel.
Yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and give us your demo? Tell us what you've got for us today.
Okay, well, I'm going to move to the floor, so hopefully you can still be able to hear me.
Okay.
But what I recommend is for mamas at home to just set themselves up with a little refuge, an area where they can have, you only need this much space. So just like a little space where you can roll out a yoga mat, maybe a yoga block or a big fat book that you can use. And then I really recommend, especially for all of our low back tenderness and for moms, to have a rolled up blanket or pillow. And then I just wanted to kind of point out that if you are, for example, nursing or holding your baby and you just want to take a nice comfortable seat, I mean, you could even use that as an opportunity to get a couple moments of breathing and meditation in. One of my favorites is to do an alternate nostril breathing where you take your thumb and your pinky finger of your right hand and then you plug, here, let me go ahead and nurse him, and you plug up the right nostril, you inhale through the left, and then you always switch after the inhale, so then you would exhale out the right. Sometimes you need a quick use for this, so you switch, and then you inhale through the right nostril, and exhale through the left. This is called alternate nostril breathing. Very balancing for the hormones, right? So just remember that you always switch after the inhale. And if you do that while you're nursing for like 5 minutes, I mean, you just sit up nice and tall and do that, it can be very balancing and really a sense of mental release. And,
yeah, totally. What breathing will do for you.
Yeah, and I mean we're stuck breastfeeding for for sometimes 30-40 minutes. So why not take 5 or 10 minutes of that time to really connect to yourself, connect to your breath, and really take that moment to just fill yourself up, because so much of being a mom is just all this output. And so it's really important that we take time to really connect to ourselves and connect to your own heart. Another quick thing I want to go over is I'm a certified Reiki practitioner, Reiki level 2. And one time I was telling my mentor, gosh, I just don't have the Reiki in me. And she was like, let your baby Reiki you. So like when you're holding your baby, just remember that they are this huge soul in this little body, and just let their energy kind of fill you up, and their energy, like let them Reiki you in a sense. Like they're touching you, they're on, skin to skin contact here. So I just loved that too. Like, oh, like he is this sweet little soul. So why not kind of soak up some of that?
Yeah. So can you just explain like what Reiki is? Like, is it a type of yoga or?
Reiki is an energy healing, and so you work with the chakra points. So you just usually lie somebody down and you kind of feel and go over all their chakras, and then wherever you feel an imbalance, you would just send loving light through your hands. It's not coming from you. It's coming from source through you. And so you can kind of soak that up through your baby, because source is in all of us. And
right.
And so, yeah, it's an energy healing. It's different than yoga. Okay. But it's something, people, I have a lot of friends who, like, go to hospice and do Reiki on people in hospice. But, yeah, I like to do it on my babies. So for ear infections, for example, you could kind of put your hands on their ears, like if you have a kid who gets ear infections, and just kind of Reiki their ears or feel, if you're feeling some imbalances in their body. And you can Reiki yourself. I'm a big fan of, rubbing my hands together, creating a little bit of heat, and then just kind of putting that over my eyes. It's very calming on the nervous system, and you can lay back into it.
So, Erin, you had a question?
Yeah, well, it was more a comment. What I was telling you about last week, MJ, when I was saying that you could use some kind of like balancing of your energy. Yeah, I think Reiki would be a really good option for you to.
Yeah, you know, I actually went to a Reiki sound bath once, and oh my gosh, it was so awesome because it was more about breathing, and it was I also just listening to the sounds that were going on. But they also, I'm not much of a meditating person, but I would really like to meditate because I think it would help me. But this, he told me, just go with the sounds and let your thoughts go, and they'll just kind of bounce all over. And it was crazy where my thoughts went. Like, I went to my childhood, then I went to my, you know, the other day, and it was just like so cool to just like let my mind go.
Awesome.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, so yeah.
So, Rachel, what were you going to show us since we're so
So, should I just do like a 5-minute demo then from here, or?
Yeah, that would be great.
So I'd like to kind of start, I mean, typically us moms, we have a lot of neck and shoulder pain because we're always hunched up. Our shoulders are like connected to our ears. And so in yoga, I like to bring a lot of space in this area as well as low back. And then I also do some things with the wrists because our wrists can really work from schlepping everything. And also just holding your baby. I notice my forearms and my purple can get really sore just from the weight of his head even. So I'm going to kind of start with sitting on a block or a book. So it would go, so both sitting bones are supported there. If you don't have a block, you can just sit on your heels like this. And interlacing fingers, taking a couple wrist circles. Just circle at the wrist, sitting up nice and tall. Lift your chest, roll your shoulders back, and then go the opposite way. So just change circles. You know, this is easy. And then a little breakdancing move. Woo. And then
I remember this. I was a child of the 80s.
just to get some space in the carpal. And then for a neck release pose, your right hand can kind of grab your heel, or if you're sitting on a chair, you can reach for that chair. Your left hand can reach out to the left. So let me mirror you guys. So right hand to your heel, reaching out with your left hand, and then gently bring your left ear towards your left shoulder, and feel like you're trying to draw this right shoulder down your back. And then I often adjust my gaze a little bit to find that sweet spot. You're trying to remember how long your neck is here, right?
Yeah.
And then one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale, slowly come up, and then just notice the difference from side to side. So hopefully that right side feels here. And then going to the other side, of course, so your left hand can hold out with that right hand. And pull that left shoulder down the back a little bit. So again, just getting as much muscle there as you can. And then a slight adjustment of your gaze until you can find like that bottleneck. Oh. So my right side, this side's a lot tighter. One more breath, huge inhale. And exhale, slowly come back. Couple shoulder shrugs. Look at you stand.
Like, amazing what stretching, you know, if we would just like take a little bit of time to stretch every day.
And the amazing is when you get down on the floor with that. So it's kind of nice. So it's like you're just bringing your hands out, lifting the arms up, and then exhale, contract the shoulders down the back, bring the elbows down, and just get that contraction in the upper back, and that's like a nice counterpose to all the lifting that we do. So let's just do like 4 more of those. Reach the hands out, bring them up, kind of drench this with meaning, bringing back all the goodness to yourself. elbows and shoulders come in. A couple more. Inhale, reach out, up, and then exhale, shoulders down, elbows down. Last one, reach it out with an in-breath. Up, 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 lift up out of the low back, and then exhale, elbows and shoulders down. Good. And then let's go ahead and come onto our hands and knees. If you have a little playmate here, they sometimes like to lay right underneath you, spreading your fingers and toes. Inhale, arch the low back a little bit, not too much, because this part of we tend to get a big sway back. So I don't really want to emphasize so much the arch. I really want to emphasize more the length in the sides of the body and the opening of the collarbones here. And then on the exhale, tuck your tail, tuck your chin. I'm sure you guys have seen this one, cat-cow. So you can practice more back and forth here. Some other options I really like are to kind of rock. So you go forward on the inhale, and then exhale, you can rock back toward that child's pose as the elbows bend towards the floor. So that's a nice, this is a great release for the low back. Elbows down, sides of the neck free, and then get lots of space here in the low back. So a couple more of those. And then lastly, I like to, for my postpartum moms, and even this is great for prenatal as well, is to find more like these hip circles. So you just kind of find this motion. You can bring your head and neck into it and really just loosen all the way from the shoulders to the low back. Yeah, Cassie with it.
I'm sticking my booty out.
And then I always like, you know, make sure everybody goes both directions. So
yeah,
it's hard to feel the direction, but you guys want to go both. And like, yeah, this is a great one how MJ is doing, just to do the standing and do your hip circle standing. That's a great one for all mommies.
I love your little sweet one in there.
Oh, look at this, all crooked.
How'd that feel?
So good.
Oh.
Sorry I'm not participating. My sweet Milo is finally just calming, so I'm just
no, don't
listening
worry.
to him.
Yeah, no worries. No worries. Maybe you can do it later.
Yeah, I'm going to.
Yeah.
Yay!
So can I do 3 more poses, or is that my time?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So pose, this is great for postpartum and prenatal. The hips stay nice and lifted. Walk the hands up, and then head comes down. And you just want to imagine someone pulling your outer hips back.
Right.
Oh, nice.
That looks so nice.
Too tired to go if they're really postpartum and they don't want to do down dog. Down dog. So then, of course, you can do your down dog from here. Postpartum, I want moms to step their feet together. So, and then a nice release for the wrist comes with fingertips. So that will actually strengthen your wrist quite a bit. And then right foot forward, left knee down. That left hand can come out to the left a little bit, and this is a great one to just inhale that arm up and exhale that hand down. So just getting some nice opening here. Just kind of release the low back, and then again, you're still getting that chest and shoulder opener that's so important. So, of course, you would do this on both sides. So that right knee can come back. You could always push up. Postpartum, I also would just kind of, you know, when I was newly postpartum, maybe 4 weeks out, would just go into my down dog for like 3 minutes. So that right hand comes out, inhale up, exhale back. So you're getting a little pelvis release, you're getting low back release, and then that nice shoulder opener here. Oh, this one's so good.
Yeah. Oh, so nice. I can't wait to do that in a little while.
Definitely. Good. And, you know, one of my go-to poses are just like coming up to your knees, interlacing your hands behind your back. This is so important for us. Again, it's that and all the lifting and, you know, we constantly stare down at your babies, especially that here. So just kind of remember Shoulders away from ears is your mantra that first year of motherhood.
I'm doing it now. It's like
That feels so good.
Yeah. So there's you can straighten your arms and do this stretch for a little bit more upper back engagement. You can press the palms together, bend the elbows, and that gives you a little bit more upper back work. That one.
Gotcha.
Oh, wow.
One more standing on your knees or even standing all the way up. And this is a little bit of a core work for postnatal, of course. You just draw that belly. You never want to crunch your belly when you're pregnant. Your belly's always soft and watery when we're pregnant. And postnatal, we really want to remember that. So back, reach one hand up and go over to the side. Inhale up, switch, hug the belly in, and go over. Oh, this one feels really good.
Oh, that does feel good.
It just gives you that, a little bit of that core work, kind of inviting. Oh, stretch it out.
I'm sorry, but this is relaxing me so much that I can't stop yawning.
That's good. And I mean, this stuff is pretty easy. And again, your baby likes to be here kind of with you doing this. I mean, they do pull hair and crawl on you. And then some people take the legs out nice and wide. I do this both prenatal and postnatal. Walk the hands out, and you get a nice low back opener here. So again, your hips want to follow your head, but don't let them. Can you guys see this okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Sorry. No, don't worry. Put your hips back.
Where did MJ go?
I'm just stretching.
This is a great one. And then I like to bring the hands back underneath the heart and do, since it's superhero day, this is Spidey pose.
Nice.
So just moving that energy through the low back. I just call this like Spidey pose. You're just kind of scaling
Spidey pose. Yeah.
Yeah. So again, pubic bone, tailbone reaching back, heart and the front of the body nice and long, reaching forward. And this feels really great for the pelvis and just to get some of that energy moving.
Spider-Man pose. Spider-man pose.
Probably would want to just finish with some kind of twist. So you could come to, this is great for hip opener. So you cross the leg tightly. And then this is a nice postpartum hip opener because we don't legs postpartum. We want everything to kind of come back. So see how my knees are stacked, my feet are really active. I can sit up nice and tall, or if I want to go deeper into the hips, I can stack one hand on top of the other, bring my forehead down, or even come here, reach your sitting bones back. This is a great pelvis opener without like having the legs splayed out really wide.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, this one feels so good. You're just really opening here the pelvis and the low back. And then, of course, you would inhale to come up. You can do a little flip of the legs, squeeze the thighs together. So this just kind of helps those bones and those ligaments to come back, once we've given birth. So this, these are kind of all for that first 6 to 8 months postpartum, of course, 4 to 6 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, after giving birth.
Nice.
About 4, and then just nice to do a twist, some kind of twist. So just even simple cross-legged, and then twisting from side to side. That's so great on the low back. There's so many different twists you can do. Sometimes I even go back and forth. Sometimes if your baby is lying down, you could go side to side and give them a little something to look at. I like to call this my windmill pose. You know how our babies love holding hands.
Yeah.
So they love to just watch this, and then you could always go up and tickle, 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 tickle baby if they're right there. And then I just want to finish with like a spinal roll. So hugging the knees in and staying off the neck, just going up to the shoulders, tucking your chin a little bit to roll down, and kind of roll out the spine this way. This feels really good. And again, as you can see, Leo's like digging it. He's like, "What's my mama doing?"
Yeah,
That's
totally.
so sweet.
So this is really good. And then to bring some core, you could use your belly and balance here. So even, 12 months postpartum, I still need a little support here. I can't go into that full outstretched pose. So no, no, hi, no.
Oh, they froze.
Back massage, and then that little core work. So that's about it.
That was awesome. Thank you.
Yay.
My biggest
Totally
challenge
awesome.
as a mom is getting out to yoga classes. I have this big intention, like MJ said, to like meditate more, go to yoga more, and it's just not happening. And I feel like you just gave me some concrete, simple ideas that I can do in my living room. So thank you.
You're right. So welcome. And that breathing, that alternate nostril breathing, it's really great. I use that for meditating. And I often will do like breathe in infinite peace, breathe out fear and anxiety. So that's kind of what I mentally like. Breathe in infinite joy, exhale out all restlessness inside and around the body. So you're kind of bringing that mental meditation into it.
So I really would like us to do like a Google Hangout meditation session with you, Rachel, or even just a simple yoga session like that. Have us all off camera, of course, not live, but I think it would be really neat if we could do that.
I would love that.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Meditation sequence here. But I teach a class in the park. You've both been there.
And you also teach at Hatha Yoga, right?
At Hatha Yoga is where I teach my prenatal, my postnatal classes, and we have all the blankets and bolsters, and we can do all these restorative poses. But, like at home, if you can just get 10 minutes a day of some of the stuff in, I mean, it will really, like start your day that way. It will really set the tone for your entire day. I mean, I'm a yoga teacher, and I still have a hard time doing it, but like I said, sometimes I just get on the floor and just do whatever my body is craving, and the kids, it's playful for them, it's fun for them, and it just opens things up, so it really can change the whole day. So I hope that some of those things feel doable and accessible, and it doesn't have to be any crazy, handstands or whatever. That's not what we're looking for. The yoga evolves with motherhood. That's what's so great about it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, I can tell you that those few moves that I was able to do here with you, I can already feel the difference. I already feel a little bit calmer, and on days like today, any calmness is welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.